Getting money fast on this side. I think I'm Big Meech.
What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ajiona and we are locked in. This is the recap for BMF episode 6. And if you've seen the episode already, man, let me tell you, Lamar is back on that BS. And what I mean by that BS is he's terrorizing the streets. I think he caught 3 bodies and got a face. Man, it's crazy, but I'm glad that BMF is back. So before we jump into and break down this episode, if you like BMF content, breakdowns, recaps like this, hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button and follow me on Instagram right here. Now, Meech and Terry, they back in the city. They got to get on their P's and Q's right now because we got some work with us and we got to look out for Lamar. So let's jump into this and see what the boys got up for episode 6 of BMF. Meech and Terry are back in the city and they riding around looking for Lamar because he came to the doorstep of their mama's house. So of course the boys, they got to hold it down. And Meech and Terry, they know they got to do this. Terry is trying to think things through and it's like, Meech, we should probably just, you know what I'm saying, chill a little bit. Lamar might be laying low. But you know Meech, he ain't about that. He trying to get some action. He want to make sure that everything is going good in these streets. In between looking for Lamar, Meech gathers around as many people that are left in BMF. And who shows up? Saki and Hoop. Now they saying Dink, he didn't ran off and did his own thing. So right now it's just us. And you got to remember, Meech has brought that work in. So he's telling Saki, look, we gonna make it work. So be ready to handle this work. And he's like, all right, bet. Meech, I'm with whatever y'all got going on. Let's get it. So he leaves because he has to take his kid to school. I mistakenly said school, but he dropped him off at practice. And let me tell you something, Lamar was outside waiting and he wasn't practicing. This was all action. And Lamar ends up killing Saki and basically letting them know this is a message for Meech. And if I can get you, Meech, I can get you. Once the police arrive, Detective Brian and Veronica, they pull up too. And Detective Brian goes straight to Meech and he's like, giving us more cases. Well, it doesn't matter what we do around here, Meech. We're going to find out things. We're going to find out things about you because we know that's his #1 priority is to get Meech off of these streets. And Meech notices that Detective Brian has changed up since season 1. He was accepting money season 1. Now he's totally different. You don't want to be opposite of Detective Brian right now. And Meech is sensing that. In the first 2 minutes of the show, we seen Lamar catch a body. Well, as Lamar is leaving the scene, he's walking and he hears a dog barking. He looks over. It's a beautiful little black dog over there. It looks a little injured. But the owner comes outside and it's like, hey, what are you doing with my dog, boy? Get away from it. And Lamar is connecting with this dog. You remember the prayer. We were trying to figure out what was the connection to make him leave. He's just looking for someone that's going to love him. And this dog might be that route. Well, the owner doesn't see it that way. And he comes out with a chain and Lamar proceeds to whoop his tail. It was ugly, and Lamar leaves with the dog. Meech and Terry don't have all day to be looking for Lamar. So Meech comes up with an idea to partner with the PA boys led by Sterling. Now we met Sterling back at K9's casino spot. So Meech is saying if we can get in touch with them, they can help us look for Lamar. And while they're doing all of this, we can give them some work and they can start moving it through with their own little connections. Now it's Soul Night, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go to Soul Night, you know what I mean? That sounds like the spot to be in Detroit. But they do mention that it gets shot up, so I don't know if I'm gonna stay there all night. But in the meantime, that's where they going. And Meech, he gonna make a big impression. We gotta bring out the mink tonight. This episode, we seen B Mickey go to another level. Now we haven't got to that moment yet in the episode, but just know B Mickey is hallucinating. He's dreaming, thinking about Kato. You remember, allegedly she was pregnant when he killed her. So if he's having dreams about this, waking up in a hot sweat with a bullet, man, B Mickey's going through it right now, man. I don't know how he's dealing. But all that dreaming is going to have to wait for a moment because Meech shows up and Meech is trying to say, hey, what's good? I heard you got some work. Now, you remember, B Mickey was supposed to have some medical grade from this unknown supplier who was Detective Bryant. But all that got messed up. Meech got shot. Now, word on the street is that Meech got some work back from the A, but his boy B Mickey ain't told him nothing. So now he's like, hey, we need to set that up. And B Mickey's a little hesitant because we already know the background behind that. But Meech is saying, dog, I couldn't call you. I was on the road. But how you gonna be working something in Detroit but not let me know? So B Mickey, damn, it's getting bad because he's really getting cornered right now. Terry's back in Detroit, and the lady of his life, the lady that he loves, Markeisha, she isn't here because he's in the bed with Wanda. Well, Wanda comes into the room and she does some sneaky stuff and steals a belt out of the drawer. But then she gets in the bed with him and she's talking about how she doesn't want him to be in the game with Meech. She wants to be more of a family. And Terry, we know on his mind is Markeisha. That was the last thing he's seen in Detroit. But she's like, I want to take photos, family photos. I want us to be a family. And he's like, all right, cool. I'm here to take care of y'all. But he's kind of downplaying it because we know he's more interested in Markeisha right now. But something is up with our girl Wanda. She stole our boy's belt. Veronica and Bryant, this relationship, I'm thinking they might turn into a big, powerful tag team. But as of right now, they're still not on the same page. Veronica wants Bryant to be 100% transparent in any and everything he's doing. Now, they're saying he was over with the guy Smitty in the evidence locker, getting some stuff. And Veronica wants to know why. Because he hasn't mentioned anything about his criminal informant, the name of it. So Veronica is saying, you said you were going to go see your son. All right, cool. But when you going to introduce me to this criminal informant just so I can have some details? It's soul night. Meech pulling up fly, the mink on the big BMF chain. You know how we going out. Gotta have the glasses on. Pinky ring, about 1,500. Ain't nothing back then. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. So he show up. He talking to Jalen Rose, showing some love. But then we get introduced to Sterling. Sterling comes in with his PA boys. And they not letting anybody just talk to Sterling any old kind of way. And Meech is like, nah, I'm just showing love. I met you over at K9 Spot. He's like, yeah, that's what's up. So right now, Meech is trying to make a proper introduction so he can get some work with him and have him actually look out for Lamar so they don't have to do it all day. But right now, he's not really feeling Meech right now. You can't just jump into a conversation about potentially working together without actually knowing somebody. So he's like, okay. But then they get disrupted by a group of individuals who seem a little rowdy. Sterling and his PA boys, it was 3 of them. They went over there and they fought that unruly group. And guess what? Meech jumped in. So when they all got kicked out, Sterling's asking, Meech, what's your name again? He's like, it's Meech. It's like, let's set up some business. Because now it's like Meech put his body on the line for some beef that he didn't have nothing to do. So now Sterling is like, okay, we can do business. I respect that. Meech got to go meet up with Mo. What up, Mo? What's good? Drops her off a little stack. Nothing too much. You know what I'm saying? Just enough to keep the pockets happy. She talking about, yeah, man, crazy ass Lamar done been around here. He can't have sex no more. Meech is thinking the same thing I was thinking. How do you know that, girl? But that's neither here or there. She ain't doing nothing with him. And he's just breaking her off for holding it down. But right now, she's telling them, if you want to get at Lamar, you can't come at him on just some street stuff. You got to be smart. You got to outthink Lamar. A lot of people say there was something mentally wrong with him. But I was saying he was faking the whole time. I don't really believe nothing's wrong with him. He's just a smart man that went down the wrong path. Lucille is feeling down and out because Meech is in the streets. Terry told the tutor, I don't need the tutor no more. I'm in these streets. So she's down and out. And you know her and Charles, they've been getting closer. And Charles tells her, I want you to put on your best dress. I know you're not feeling good, but I'm going to go take you to my favorite steak spot so I can get so we can get our favorite, you know what I'm saying? So we can, you know what I'm saying? We can get our favorite meal and relax and enjoy each other. So these two are closer. And they're about to go out and get that steak after 6 episodes. Word on the street is Lil Nicky got a job sweeping hair at the salon. Meech is like, oh, the salon, huh? Interesting. So he goes up there, him and his boy Hoop, and he sees the owner. Now, you know, no kid wants to be around their older sibling or anything. Like, you embarrassing me. I'm at work. So Nicky goes off. Meech ends up talking to the owner. He's like, you want to make a little bit of money? And she's like, well, what I got to do? He was like, just a little bit of business for me. Now, you got to remember, this is 1988. Hey, man, a couple $1,000s, that go a long way. And of course, you know, she said, yeah. Brian and Veronica are hitting the streets. We got to follow this guy, Terry. We know that they were moving dope in the cars. So something's got to be up. Something's got to stick. And you know, Veronica, she's down for whatever. Terry, he's driving around. He ends up picking up Markeisha and her 2 boys in the rain. When they get there, it's kind of an awkward pause. And she says, boys, this is your driver, Terry. Because she don't want them to say anything to anybody. Like, oh, we was around Terry. You know how it is. Terry and Marquisha go into the hotel room that he got her and her boys for the night because Boom left her stranded. Now the boys are in there taking a bath. Her and Terry, they're starting to talk, speaking a little Spanish on where she wants to go, travel around the world. And Terry's saying he wants to do that for her. We know what this leads to. They begin getting intimate again. The whole time across the street, we have Detective Brian and Veronica in the same room watching. A little stakeout. But then these two, they begin to flirt a little bit. And Detective Brian tells her, it's been a while, maybe it's something I can fix. So we don't know what these two are up to, but it looks like they might be getting a little closer than work. I'm talking off-duty hours. Charles and Lucille, they get that steak from the famous steakhouse. And that steak's good too. You can tell how they savoring over it. Oh yeah, this steak is good. And then out of nowhere, Lucille says, you know what, Charles? I apologize. I went to Sister Riley and I asked her, was she having an affair with you? I knew I shouldn't have did that, but something inside of me told me to do it because of the dirty magazines. And Charles, I'm wrong. You are fully committed to me and I love you. And Charles, he's kind of like, uh-oh, because he thinking he might be caught. But she doesn't mention Miss Mabel, so Charles goes along with the lie and tells her, I'm dedicated to you. You and only you. Don't let those magazines fool you. Marquisha and Terry did all of that, and then she kicked Terry out the next morning because he was living with Wanda and there was no love there. And it looks like it's the same thing for Lamar when he shows up with Blackie to talk to Mo. And she's like, I don't know, this is not a pet right here. He's like, nah, it's the same as me. I was just brought up wrong, man. I was in foster care. Things happen, but if you show me love, then I'll be something better than what you ever expected. Just like how he's about to love Blackie, that's all he wants Mo to do. And she's like, I'm not fucking with you, Lamar. Get out of my face. We know BMF has been led astray by a couple members. 12th Street backed out. Dink turned on us. And now Dink is saying he caught from Hoop, but the dope wasn't what it was supposed to be. So he's going directly to Terry and not to Hoop about the drugs that he got. Now this doesn't go over for Dink because he forgot that not only do you have to fight Terry, you got to fight Meech. They're brothers. They're always going to be together. And what we do see Sterling do is step up and put a gun to Hoop's head and tells him to back up. Because right now, Sterling has Meech's back just like Meech had his back at the Soul Night. You see how the world works? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Well, Dink, he messed up. We were just talking about how good of a man Charles was just for him to turn around and go back to Miss Mabel's house, stutter his way in, and fall on top of her on the couch. Now, prior to this happening, he was trying to tell Mabel, we can't do this. She said, you can't even look me in the eyes, Charles. He turned around, looked her in the eyes, and he looked her up and down. 2 seconds later, they were on the couch, and Charles put on another 45-second performance, and Charles stepped out on his wife. Meech ends up going back over to K9's. Now, you know K9 had his issue about them not completing the mission all the way with Peaches, but that's neither here or there because when it comes to business, K9 is going to get back on that business. Now, Big Ray is on the phone with the Connect, Cena, and he's like, hold on, K9's right here. And K9 tells him straight up, tell the Connect, I don't give a damn what they talking about. We ain't working together and I ain't paying them back. Now, Meech asked Big Ray what's going on. Come to find out, K9 owes $20 million to the Colombians. This whole time we thought he was the big kingpin in Detroit. He's $20 million in debt. This is ugly for K9. While Meech is on the streets doing the cops' job and found out that K9 owes $20 million, the cops have no idea what K9 is doing. They're surrounding B. Mickey's house. Now every police officer in Detroit, Michigan knows how to get into B. Mickey's house and where he's located. Now, Detective Brian is saying him and B. Mickey were just about to go set Meech up at this drug meet. Now, Detective Bryant, he ain't told her everything, but now she knows this is why he was out in the evidence room with Smitty. So she's saying, I want to be there now that I know everything that's going on. So we're about to go set Meech up. Not us, but B. Mickey and Bryant. Meech, BMF, they're tied in with PA right now. And them shooters, they looking for Lamar. Unfortunately, it doesn't go the way they wanted it to. Lamar came out of a little corner store. The dog's in the truck just a barking. Two gentlemen follow him outside. Now, one thing we know about Lamar, he's always aware of his surroundings. Lamar had on 15 chains because he was aware of his surroundings. Anytime he seen a buster come around, he was taking a chain. Now, the ending for these two was totally different than someone just getting their chain snatched by Lamar. Lamar shoots one instantly. The next one shoots in the ankle, then in the face. Now, I'm not sure what the hell Wanda and her mama got going on. It's some witchcraft, some voodoo or something. But you remember she collected a belt from Terry's drawer. She also has a jacket. She also has a brush. She has a few of his items over here. Now, I don't know what her and her mama gonna do, but man, this don't look good for Terry. Not one bit. B. Mickey finally arrives with Meech and Meech. Now, he comes with that work, two of those things, directly from the medical man, aka Detective Bryant. Now, B. Mickey comes in here with a hat on, and it's one of the first things that Meech notices. Man, what you got a hat on for? We never seen you with no hat on. He's like, man, I always got one. So he gives Meech the work, and now Meech is trying to tell him, hey, look, we're expanding finally, bro. We doing it. BMF, we back. And B. Mickey is thinking, wait, me and you? Just me and you? Or me, you, and Terry? He's like, dog, don't worry about Terry. I'm going to look out for you. Because you got to understand, he promoted B. Mickey to that number 2 spot, aka where Terry was when Terry was gone. That's how high he trusted in B. Mickey. Now we got 3 territories. B. Mickey, you about to have your own spot. Now B. Mickey is hearing this because this is all he wanted, was Meech to treat him like a brother. Tears start rolling down his eye because Meech not only told him he's expanding the business so he can get in on it, but he bought burial plots for Kato, his mom, and for him. Like, hey, I'm gonna make sure you're good, man. You family to me. And the reason B. Mickey is crying like this is because we all know he has sat down at the table with Detective Brian and Veronica, and he did the unthinkable. He wore a wire and a camera in his hat and was setting Meech up. Now, he doesn't tell Meech out loud using words. All he does is tell him and points and tell him they right outside the front door. This hurt Meech so much. B. Mickey was already crying about it. But now they both on the run. Thanks a lot, B. Mickey. Meech looks him up and down and tells him it's always a choice. B. Mickey runs to go see his mom because he got to get out the city. And now Meech definitely got to lay low. Damn, B. Mickey. All right, let me know what you think about episode 6, man. I think it was a good one. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I like the way that they're going. Now we get to see what's B. Mickey really about. Let me know below. Do you think B. Mickey is going to make it about the city after he talked to his mom, or Brian is going to get a hold of him? Also, who you think will win the 101, Lamar or Sterling? Let me know what you think. I'm ModeIJ. Make sure you tune in tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, for the after show discussion where we break down each individual character. I'm ModeIJ. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We on the way to 50,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'm out.